The first poem I ever wrote was about butterflies. I was 6, but the butterfly was my first experience with living metaphor. Before that, the concept of change was something impossible, like the thought I'd ever live somewhere where people didn't communicate by yelling and throwing things and slamming doors. Impossible. In 6th grade, Brianne Johnson bit into a strawberry at my lunch table, and out of the fruit climbed a tiny honeybee. That bee stayed in one place long enough for the fruit to grow around it, then survive being picked, shipped, washed, placed in Brianne's lunch, and even escaped the teeth and braces that freed it, only to be squished by a passing teacher. Maybe this is the reason I have a hard time killing bugs. When I started the tapestry that's still stretching itself to stain the skin on my back, the apprentice in the shop was starting a tiny tattoo because on his smoke break, he watched an ant carrying a dandelion seed. Something simple until the wind picked up and carried the ant and its seed off somewhere out of sight, and he knew he had to capture that moment forever. And there was a time when rape survivors and cockroaches were synonymous in my mind because it seemed like we could both survive anything. But that's before arachnids proved that they could wipe out an infestation single-handedly, and since then I've been a little more leery of spiders. But I still don't kill them. Insects aren't miracles for most people. But words aren't miracles for some people either, and I remember a time when all they were for was fighting. A low rumble in the back of my throat where I kept more hives of stinging creatures than the cocooned butterflies I had to teach myself to say. When I was terrified to step to the front of a room and speak because I didn't know which ones would climb out. And it's true. Ants and dandelion seeds are more nuisance than miracle for most people. But that's because most people have never held on to something so tightly and carried it so far that it wound up lifting them away from everything they thought to be true and possible.